Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversations are pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? Because it's time to put them on. Because the conversation starts now. Progress right now here on the Edge Brains. Okay, we are here to do it. This is the place where the conversation is pointed and the guests are sharp and the responses are never dull. We have Dr. Angela Harden Mack from Michigan. We're going to talk about total wellness, mental, physical, financial, spiritual, all the components that make women whole and well. Men, I know you're going to be tapping in because you want to get the secret sauce to success, because women are taking back over the planet. But we need direction. We need guidance. So many of us are, living that imposter syndrome. We are overachiever syndrome, chronic illness. We don't understand where it's coming from, pain, dysfunction. We're going to talk about that now because we want to streamline it. We want to make it better. In addition, we want to talk about the release of her new anthology that is being released today, and it is called Undefeated. I'm so excited to talk about that and a whole lot more. Let's welcome her to the Edge, Dr. Angela Harden Mack. How are you, Queen?
I am great. Woohoo. Hello, and hello to the audience. I'm so excited.
We call them brains around here.
Brains. Okay. Yeah, that is powerful.
They smart, heady people. So yes. Tell my brains how you show up on the planet. Where did you come from?
Yeah, I show up with joy, with positivity and thankfulness to live according to my purpose. I'm living my great life because I'm living on purpose.
Well, and that's it. People don't understand what their purpose is. They don't understand their responsibility to society, to be an individual contributor. That's so important. I look back over my life and, as we were talking in the green room, I scaled back. Mm-hmm. I had to scale back before it scaled me back. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I realized that I was just going, mm-hmm. and I wasn't coming up for air. Mm-hmm. And that is not healthy because it manifests in so many other ways. Tell us a little bit about the woman that is in that space right now that's just, really kind of going full throttle and never coming up for air.
Yes, you hit like several boom, 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 right on the head. It is exciting to be a professional woman, an achiever, someone who accomplishes things, being successful. It's beautiful. It's amazing. We get that, energy spike from it. The things that equip us, the things that empower us, the mindset and the skill set to do these things, great. And they get us to our places of success. But long term, if we're not tapped into wellness, that drive, if it's not centered, can leave us being imbalanced, and that can leave us impacting and impairing our wellness. Because again, we're going, and if we don't regularly take time to reset, some people say reset or rebalance, we can be like a three-legged stool with, one leg shorter. We're going, but we just kind of, making do and doing a workaround. And we want to be balanced and whole and well.
Because you're wobbling.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get through with the wobble unless you got some music to it.
Yeah. Those who know dance the wobble. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. So living life on purpose. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that.
Yes. Whew, so exciting for me. So all of us are created for a purpose, all of us. And we are gifted with talents and understanding related to that. And when we are living on purpose, not just kind of say, oh, this is coming along, but we're intentional. We glorify, again, our creator, because we all have a creator. We bless the people that we are serving, and we have our desires satisfied with good things. Isn't that beautiful? We glorify, we are a help to those, and then life is good and great.
Well, you speak to your higher power. You speak to your source, your creator. Faith.
Yes.
And the doctrine of faith. Many people have many different religious doctrines. They get their spirituality confused with their religion. I
Mhm.
think that they coincide,
Mhm.
but spirituality, wellness, religion, discipline, all of that pours into wellness. And I
Mhm.
see that you are a woman of faith. Can you tell us how that has directed you and supports you as you carry on your day-to-day functions?
Yes. So spirituality, a lot of, different definitions for that. I think is basically being grounded and centered in our creator and love. Love is the most powerful emotion there is and one of the greatest powers. It's about love, 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 being loved by the creator and loving ourselves. And spirituality, how we answer questions, who am I? What am I here for? And how do I interpret the world? Religion is how we do it. It's the people that we're in community with, the rules, the practices, and that will vary. Again, we have a number of religions all over the world. And so people show up for that in different ways. Wellness is not just about saying, I don't have an illness or I don't have a disease. Wellness is saying, yes, I understand that I'm more than a physical body. It's about my body, it's about my mind. Some people say soul or spirit, and nurturing that part of who we are. So, wellness, and as I teach it, in my community and even with my patients, I say it's our physical wellness, our mental wellness, our emotional wellness, and our spiritual, because that love and being centered and grounded our spirituality, it's beautiful. Some people add, finances to that. There are different other things you can add, but I go with at least the four. And when we're tapped in and rooted and grounded in love
Right.
and purpose, it is absolutely beautiful and
It's magical.
amazing.
It's
Yeah,
absolutely magical,
yeah.
and I get it.
Mhm.
But wellness, people teeter on the other side of that as well, to
Mhm.
self-destruction, and they don't even realize the chaos that they are ensuing, or that they're
Mhm.
introducing themselves to, with substance abuse, with relationships, with anxiety, with self-medicating, with obesity. Talk to us about total wellness in a woman's life when it comes to her physical health.
Mhm. Mm. So the body, this beautiful, amazing body that we have to rest it sometimes, all of us. We have to get adequate sleep if we're going to show up and be able to perform at whatever our level is. It's important that we hydrate it with fluids. It's important that we give it healthy foods. And for women, we are nurturers, we are caregivers. So it's very easy for us to go, 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 and we're taking care of everyone else, that we only give ourselves what's left over. We want to start and be filled ourselves so that as we're showing up in life and in the world, we're able to give not from an empty container, but from a container that's full. So I encourage, individuals, we're talking about ladies, again, to do a self check. Are you taking time for yourself? Ideally, at least 5 or 10 minutes every day, but at least once a week, do you have time for you? Are you getting good sleep? Are you relaxing? We are going to have stressors. We all manage stress. Do you have a healthy way that you can manage that? And then we talked about in the green room weight, and I don't know if we're going to get to that a little bit today. That's an important part of that, because our body image, males and females, those are an important part of who we are. And if we feel good about how we show up, again, that radiance, that confidence goes out into the world. And I work with patients a lot. We talk about, self-image, but it really is important. We want to show up and be confident and say, yeah, this is who
Exactly.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that could be a full figured person as long as you're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You could be a relatively thin person as
Mm-hmm.
long as it is healthy. I just
Mm-hmm.
came from Europe, and I tell you, the food there just tasted so different because it was farm to table.
Mm-hmm.
Not all this processed stuff,
Mm-hmm.
not all these mac this and taco that you
Mm-hmm.
pull into. I hardly saw any fast food restaurants. So
Mm-hmm.
take the time to make the investment in yourself, because if your body and your gut health is good, your mind is not going to have this brain fog, and you're going to be able to deal with the stressors that come in front of you. You also have another great technique that you use. You love to journal. Tell us about that.
Yes. So I, grew up in this era before all the technology stuff. So I'm a pen and paper gal. I like it, like it, like it, like it. So I write down whether it's my goals, personal development, professional development, what I want to do as I get inspiration, from my creator. I write things down and I check it off. I spend some time being alone by myself and quiet and still. And then as I get that inspiration, I write. I do a lot of diagrams. That's also a way that it helps me to learn. Journaling is great to relax, is great for personal development, and there are different ways that you can do it. So I encourage people, if it's not something you've done, it's a really good thing.
Well, you took all of your wisdom and your thoughts and compiled them into this brand new anthology. Tell me a little bit about the anthology and the collaboration that you had with was about 30 or 33 other authors.
Yes. The title is Undefeated, and it's a compilation of stories from women. So this book, this anthology is all women, all female co-authors. And this is the first for me this year, female co-authors, but I have some others where it's male and female. And this book is about winning stories. We as co-authors had challenges, hurdles, obstacles, you name it. And the stories are about how we made it through, the lessons we learned, and how we, again, those things may have really put us, just really challenged us, but we didn't fall down and stay down, or we didn't have a mistake and go, oh, I stopped. We grew through those experiences. And as a result, we're empowered. We have more wisdom. We have more inner strength, peace, and we're showing up as undefeated ladies. Kern Crockett Cherry is the visionary author. And again, the stories are wow.
I know.
Yeah.
And life is about story. Life is about a journey. What would you tell the woman right now that's just, you know, she's stuck? She's at that point between, success and total wellness. She has that a little taste of that imposter syndrome because she's trying to compete with her male counterparts, other women in this space. She's just not feeling like she's enough. What do you say to that sister?
Oh, that's some good stuff. Wow. You can do it. I would say it doesn't have, number one, it doesn't have to be either or a great personal life or professional life. You can do it. And that's what this is all about. I've done it. Other women have done it. So number one, you can do it. Number two, I know that term imposter syndrome is out there and it's in different ways. Reframe it. Yeah. It's natural for us sometimes to go, man, do I have enough this? Do I have enough experience? Do I have enough education? What have you? We all are going to feel that. And the research I've done about imposter syndrome said, you know what? Men face it too. It's not just for ladies. You will call wherever you are. If that's a divine space, you will call for that. And I say to you, be encouraged that you have the gifts and you have the talent to be there, and you have resources available. Tap into mentors, tap into ladies who can say, either I'm doing it right now or I have done it. And that will help you to get to your next place, your next level, wherever that is.
Exactly.
You can do it. Mm-hmm.
And as we share in the green room, I'm at that place. I'm in that place of just kind of leveling out right now. Is I was going to the point where my ankles had turned into cankles. My ankles had just swollen up. There wasn't any blood flow there. And I was looking down and I was saying, oh my God, what is going on? I didn't think I was stressed. A lot of times we don't realize the stressors. Heart disease and heart attack are killing women just at a drop of a dime. I could just tell you how many of people that I've known in the last 6 months. We don't really realize it. So before it even happens to you, say, you know what, look at your calendar and say, God, my calendar has been jam-packed for the last 3 months. I haven't scheduled any time off. I haven't gotten up from my desk and did that walk. I haven't gotten up and cooked a good dinner. None of that. That is a clear indicator that it's time to slow down. And I did that for almost a year. And I tell you, I really slowed down and I'm feeling so much better. But it's also sparking my creativity. It's also giving me that space and that capacity when I am in meditation to receive the download, because I'm not clouded. I do these things called brain dumps, where I just take a big whiteboard and I write everything that's on my mind and I put these stickies up and then I look and see if there's a pattern and I look and see if there's a story and I look and see if there's ideas. But being visual helps us so much. Yeah. So What are some of the fun things that you like to do? I heard that you could make a mean shepherd's pie.
Yes, so I like to cook. I like to read. I mean, read. I have like 3 or 4 Kindles. I forget how number now. I love to read. So I love to read, enjoy spending time with family, enjoy quiet time. So and these are important things for me as part of my wellness, right? So I have being a physician, my days, especially when I was like in training and first couple of years out, very high intense. I mean, really going in, working long hours. So it was important that I had to develop a routine to nurture. So you have to scale back when you're off work, have to put your feet up, have to rest, do stuff to laugh. I like to watch a comedy. So all
Mhm.
great things that are important for me.
I do. What do you do for exercise? What's your exercise routine?
I have a couple of things and I switch it up. Sometimes I like to walk on a treadmill during the summer and months when I don't have snow. I live in Michigan, so we get quite a bit of
Oh, yeah.
snow. Yeah. So I like to walk outside because being outside in nature also is very energizing for me. Exercise, bike, and I like to dance. So sometimes, again, I put on a couple of literally songs, and especially a couple of songs good for squats. Or you get a good song in, you do those squats and those
do, you,
lunges.
you be driving it like it's hot or holding it
No,
like
no,
it's
I
warm?
don't do it like no, look, I don't drop it like it's out. Look, but I do my squats. I do my leg work. So yeah.
Girl, I be pretending I'm one of these little hot chicks in the video. I dance like nobody else is watching. I do. And you know what else I love to do? I got a hula hoop.
Yes.
And yes, that hula
Yes.
hoop, the shoot of the hula hoop, which is really fun. If you
Mm-hmm.
have 3 wishes, Dr. Angela, what would they be?
So wishes for me, I want to live in a castle. I would love to go and spend like 3 months living in a castle. I don't need to be queen. I don't need to be princess. I just want to be in the building. I think castles are beautiful displays of architecture and the decoration. So I would love to do that. Wishes, if we want to be like real big and grand, like could we have world peace? That would be great. Could we have, so many people who are relieved of suffering and pain? That would be great. So I would say those 3. Yeah.
If you were an appliance in the kitchen, what
Huh?
appliance would you be?
What appliance would I? Oh my goodness. I would be would I want to be an oven? Would I want to be now that's a good one. I don't know. Would I want to be maybe an oven because I can with my passion, my energy, I can bring the heat. I can bring the heat
Yeah.
that would help people feel positive and empowered.
I'm going to be the refrigerator because I just want to chill.
That's
If you
good.
were an animal, what animal would you be?
Well, I think I'd be a lioness. Oh yeah. Oh
Why?
yeah. Yeah, because majestic, powerful, strategic in the hunt, regal. Think about it, the big cats know they're like, listen, I who I know who I am. She like knows. So
Exactly.
yeah.
I'd be the party animal. The party animal that just loves to chill. Absolutely. No, I think I'd be an elephant.
Okay.
I love elephants because they are very family oriented. They travel in prides. They're big, but they're gentle. They never forget.
Mhm.
And it's just something about their aura and their essence. They seem to get along with everybody, in the jungle, and they're vegetarians. And that's one thing. That's one thing I learned when I went to, well, not learned, but I paid attention to. I went to the zoo here in San Diego and went to the behind the scenes. And I got to see the silverback gorillas. I think that's one of my favorite animals now. Absolutely divine. But I looked at all of the big animals, and most of them are vegetarian.
Yeah.
And I just came from Europe, where the food, again, is from from farm to table. And it's a huge difference in what we do, our brain fog, our energy level, just the fact of going to the market every few days with my little basket. Girl, I just felt so European. And I got to go in one of those capsules and to see the architecture and the design. I mean, it takes a month to get a traffic signal changed or a stoplight put in or to change the water, the pipes and sewers and things of that nature. And you look at the design elements of what these people did just off basic ingenuity. So yes, I am with you. Go and live in that castle. That's going to be very, very important. So outside of your family, what brings you the greatest joy?
Spending time with my creator, nothing like it in the world.
I know, I know. When you make that connection,
Mhm,
when you hear that sweet, gentle voice,
mhm,
when the tears come streaming down your face,
mhm,
when your spine makes you sit up at attention, when your ears perk up and you get that download of inspiration, that's God, brains. Okay? It's not like, oh my God, I just had this revelation. No, you had a message. But again, you have to be willing to act on those things as well. A lot of these things are your gifts,
mhm,
are part of your purpose. But if you
mhm,
don't act on them, it's a mute point, and you don't want to lose it. You don't want to lose a blessing, not at all. What do
mhm.
you look for in friendships? When you're looking for a real good friend, what are some of the qualities you look for? Because that's a part of wellness too. You depend on your wellness, your girlfriend, like you do your hairdresser. You call them and tell them everything.
Right. Being genuine and being available. I'm fortunate, my family, we love and we're loyal. Many of us have friendships that last 30, 40, 50 years. My bestie, we've been friends for 35 years. My mom was friends for like 60 years with several of her friends before they died. Just went to homegoing this weekend, and my sisters, two of her friends, literally they went to high school together. So in my family and in my community, we're like friends. But the other thing is, we don't call everybody a friend. Friend is, you have different degrees in your circle. So we may have associates and people that we know, but that inner circle, like, oh, those are friends. And then you have a level outside of that. So we tend to hold on. Again, if you're my friend, I'm there. We hold on for a long time. So being authentic and being loyal.
But also that outside noise. You
Yes.
know, I'm a good friend. I don't. I tell my friends from the get go when they get on the phone. I say,
Mhm.
"Girl, do you just want me to listen, or do you want my opinion?" Because
Yeah.
I can't give you advice. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to give you options and choices,
Mhm.
but you have to make those decisions for yourself.
Mhm.
But I don't want to hear it 4 or 5 times.
Mhm.
Okay, we done. Okay, we done talked about it. We done went through it. We done strategized. Okay, on to the next one that you have to move
Mhm.
because people can suck the oxygen right out of the room.
Mhm.
They can.
Mhm.
And so that can be dysfunction. That can be
Mhm.
toxic to you as well. Or that negative Nelly, that person that never sees nothing positive,
Mhm.
always, sees the darker side.
Mhm.
How do we edit and filter information that is useful to us? Even sometimes, we don't like what we hear, but it's very useful. How do we
Mhm.
start to edit and filter that to make it work in our benefit?
I think starting the day with being positive as much as possible, that really will help that, because I think it fortifies us. Some stuff, like, it may be some, the young people call it whack or negative. If you're fortified, you're gonna add, you just keep it moving. It doesn't, impact you. And that makes a difference. It minimizes that. When you mention like friends, sometimes, yeah, we don't want to go over things again and again, but sometimes that may be our season or our assignment to help someone through that, because what she's going through is so impactful. I think we're equipped for that. So if it's our time to pour out, and to be that safe, I use the term safe space a lot. That's key. So fortify yourself with positivity, your self-talk, your words, and smiling, looking at it as the glass is half full, not empty. Those things that make a huge difference in that filter, as you
It, it,
described it.
it really, really will. So you've got the woman that's at the top of her game.
Mhm,
Okay, she is
mhm,
going and blowing. She is the
mhm,
wellness queen, a queen for the day.
mhm,
Um, how do you work with that mindset? Sometimes it can be perceived as arrogance, and I'm talking to sisters of color. And
mhm,
as in your space, how folks will look at us and say, "Oh, she's cocky, or she's arrogant, or she's got an attitude." No, why? Because I'm serious. Because I'm paying attention to what you're saying. I'm
mhm,
looking at the underlying message. I'm trying to figure out how I want to edit and filter and adjust my response. because that's what I've been working on. How I respond is key.
Yes.
What do you say to that, Queen?
That was some good stuff. Starts with us first, knowing who you are, walking in your confidence. Number two, I would say some of the stuff is just whack. Don't even pay it attention. My mother would say, going to Nutville. Sometimes people would say some stuff. Literally, my mother's from the South. She would look up and say, are you going to Nutville on me? People would just go to Nutville. And I think you have to get your game face, whatever it is. And it may look, sometimes I would look at people and just go, okay, and just keep going, because some things are not worthy of a response. There will be times when people may challenge you and test you. Before it happens, you get your response, you practice it, so that when you find yourself in it, don't melt on them then, but you have some girlfriends or somebody you can get on that phone and you can get that text, and that's going to be a person say, hey, so-and-so just did this, or I just left this meeting, what have you. And that's going to be your safe space where you can decompress. Because it will happen. It will happen, but you want to be ready for them. And again, you want to show up with poise. Again, you want to say what you need to say, articulate it, even smile, right? Because you may say some stuff and smile. And then when it's over and done, you walk away, because no one can take your credentials. No one can take your power. No one can take that. Show up and be the beautiful powerhouse you are. Say it and then move on.
It's all about how you respond.
Yes.
Because I was in the airport and this woman went ham on me. Oh, you better polite me. You better be polite. And I looked at her like she had 12 heads. And I said, okay, now can I just pull out my South Central LA on her? Nope. It wasn't even worth it. I said, you're absolutely right. I do need to be more polite. And I'll work on that. Here, please go ahead of me. I let her win. Girl, she went from the top floor down to the basement. She didn't know how to receive it. And I got on the other side of that, and in my mind, I took her somewhere, okay, to where she didn't want to go. But I felt better because I didn't allow it to raise my blood pressure. I didn't allow it to make me come up out of myself. I didn't have to act ignorant. And she felt like a fool because she was wrong. So in any situations, even with your boss, if your boss says something that you don't agree with and it's not going to hurt anybody, you're absolutely right. I'll get right on that. You've diffused the situation. You can go on about your business. It's about that. And that's not what people are doing right now, Dr. Angela. They are going from a flicker to a flame. And it is raising their blood pressure, it's causing hearts, it's causing strokes, it's causing anxiety, it's causing you to talk bad to your kids. Brains don't talk bad to your kids either, because they're watching everything you do.
Exactly.
They're watching what you do, and they're mimicking that. They're bullying or they're, self-medicating, or they're running off, or they're disrespecting you. And that is not a good look. That is not a good look. So do you have children, Dr. Angela?
I do. Three.
Three adults? 3 adults?
Yeah.
And so now girls, boys, what's your combination?
I have 2 daughters and a son. So the son is the middle child.
Okay. And so, and everybody's loving that boy. So your 2 daughters, what are you pouring into those 2 women?
A lot of the same things I pour into my son. And my thing was always, especially when they were younger, I want to be the type of woman that my daughters want to emulate, and the type of woman my son wants to marry. That was real important to me, because as I was growing, there were things about my mom. I was like, I want to be like mama and my dad. So I've heard my children mention that. And so that was what I do in home is most important. And they see mommy's work ethic. They see mommy's faith. They see mommy's positivity. So those are the things that are there. I'm a woman of color. My children are, people of color. So there's some challenges. I think the world has come a long way, don't get me wrong, but there's still some things that we need to be mindful of. So there's certain messages and empowering messages I share with my daughters. And then there's certain messages I share with my son. Love, their purpose, their faith. Those are the things that are most important. And for them to be authentic. Again, it's not about you have to do X, Y, and Z, career, whatever. I want you to be happy. And Lord God, show me your purpose for them, because you called me, and anybody could have been their mother, but you chose Angela Michelle. to
Mm-hmm.
do this. So I receive from God as He wants me to pour into and prophesy and speak life over my children. Whoo, that's some
I
good
know.
stuff.
That's some good stuff. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because it's good. But sometimes our kids will challenge us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I look back and I tell my sweet thing, baby, you are not me, you know. But I have to realize too that she has to walk her own walk. All
Mm-hmm.
I can do is pour into you. If you got
Mm-hmm.
holes in your vessel, I can try to help you plug them, but not. But a lot of times, these young people, the world is very different from when you grew up and I grew up. The level of acceptance, the level of tolerance, the
Mm-hmm.
expectations. I mean, they don't even want a house right now. They want a tiny house. They don't want to go into the office. They want to work from their device anywhere in the world. They
Right.
don't want to talk to you from room to room. They want to text you. So all these things are
Yeah.
different. So as
Mm-hmm.
we mature and we evolve and we grow, we have
Mm-hmm.
to, be able to adjust who we are as well.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you, brains, the basic principle of me, this black mama, is gonna be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's just got to be that way. It's got to be a certain level of respect, because that respect makes you an independent contributor into society and
Mm-hmm.
allows you to deal with everything else that's going on. And
Mm-hmm.
again, people of color, the world is getting better, but we have to show up, and we have to not show out, and we have to uh give what we get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Respect is something that's not automatically given a lot of times. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times you have to earn it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're in a very high profile position. I'm in a very high profile position. If I had went off in that lady in the airport, you would have seen me all on TMZ, gaffled up, going to jail. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to pick and choose what you do. That's a part of your wellness, how you receive and process information. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you have just been a wealth of information, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here and going from, cradle to grave with us on what we could do. But there's a whole lot more. Please tell my brains your upcoming release of your book, your program, and how they can get in contact with you and work with you, Dr. Mack.
Yes, so Amazon.com for the Undefeated Anthology. Social media, Angela Harden Mack, Facebook and LinkedIn, and Angela HM Speaks on Twitter and Instagram. So excited. I am launching a 5 days, no cost virtual boot camp, Elevate Your Feminine Energy. I'm posting the information on my Facebook, so it's there. Registration opens this week, and we touched on a couple of things today that I'll be covering in that. Women, especially professional women, high achievers, we need to know about this feminine energy and balance it with our masculine so we can tap into it and elevate it, to show up as powerhouses. So I'm excited about all of that, and information about my network and in the academy and how people can work with me, mastermind and things. That information is there.
Well, brains, let me tell you, you cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. You didn't pay to get up in here, but at least you can pay attention. So, brains, I need you to go like, love, and subscribe. Like, love, and subscribe here on the edge, because we're doing it. We are doing it, and we are stepping full throttle into our purpose. We are acknowledging who we are. We're really trying to balance this and create wellness in our life. Thank you so much, Dr. Angela Harden Mack. You are the queen of everything, and we're going to get you in that castle. I'll talk to you about that in a minute.
Okay,
Okay?
sounds
All right.
good.
All right. Bye, brains. I love you deeply and completely. Yes, I do.